Let's take a closer look at the 2025 list of the highest-paid female athletes, because the new rankings have definitely surprised a lot of people. Caitlin Clark has now become the top-earning player in the entire WNBA this year, and her success is making a huge noise across the basketball community. You can almost feel the frustration from critics and competitors everywhere as the news spreads. Sportico, a well-known financial outlet, released its official list of the top 15 highest-paid women in sports. As many expected, Caitlin was the only WNBA athlete who made it onto that list. Throughout the year, different players and their fans argued over who was truly impacting the league. But this new report makes the picture very clear. The actual earnings show who brands and sponsors truly value. Caitlin brought in an impressive $16 million in total income, placing her far above every other player in the league. Her financial success instantly sparked a wave of jealousy and disbelief from those who doubted her. Whether people like her or not, the numbers prove she is the one capturing attention, driving business, and shaping the direction of the WNBA in a major way.
By the way, of the top 15 female athletes that made the list, Caitlin Clark was the only WNBA athlete that landed on the list. So that means Angel Reese was down.
Before we get into the numbers, let me ask you something. Do you believe Caitlin Clark truly deserves to be the highest-paid player in the WNBA by such a huge difference? Or do you think another athlete should be earning more? I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that. Now, Sportico has released its yearly list of the highest-earning female athletes for 2025, and the results are already creating tension. Out of the 15 spots on this worldwide list, only one WNBA player made it. Just one. Not a group, not several, only a single name from the entire league. And of course, that name is Caitlin Clark. She landed at number 6 overall with a stunning $16 million in total income. But what does that actually tell us? It shows just how far ahead she is compared to the rest of the league. Angel Reese, who was talked about all season as Caitlin's biggest opponent, didn't even make it into the top 50. Her earnings are still below $10 million, while Caitlin is far past that mark. Take a moment to think about that difference. The gap between them isn't small. It's huge, and it clearly shows who the market is choosing to invest in right now.
Was down somewhere below 10 million bucks. All right. In fact, they do tell us who is number 2 among sports related, like actual team oriented female athletes. Number 2 is Sabrina Ionescu. But as you can imagine...
So who else made it onto this list? Surprisingly, most of the spots are taken by tennis players, which isn't shocking when you think about it. The highest level of professional tennis has always rewarded its biggest names with huge paychecks. Leading the entire list is Coco Gauff, who earned an incredible $31 million. Right behind her is Aryna Sabalenka with an impressive $30 million. Then you have icons like Naomi Osaka and Serena Williams, along with several other major tennis figures, filling out those top rankings. The list even includes a couple of top golfers, which shows once again that individual sports continue to pay women far better than team sports. But here's the part that really stands out, and it might be the most meaningful detail of all. Out of every woman playing any professional team sport in the world, Caitlin Clark is the only one who made this list. Just think about that for a moment. There are professional women's soccer leagues across Europe, the US, and many other countries. There are women's hockey leagues, plus professional volleyball and softball organizations. Yet not a single top athlete from any of those sports earned enough to break into the top rankings. The highest-paid female athlete in any team sport worldwide is a player from the WNBA, and that player is Caitlin Clark. This isn't just a win for her. It's a major moment for the entire landscape of women's team sports. When you really consider what it represents, it's actually a pretty powerful milestone.
Because almost all of Caitlin Clark's money is from endorsements, because she's not making hardly anything as a WNBA.
Now let's talk about the part that really surprises people when they look closely at Caitlin Clark's $16 million earnings. Her official WNBA salary for the entire year was only $119,000. Yes, you read that correctly. Out of the full $16 million she earned, only a very small portion came from actually playing basketball. The rest, a massive $15. $8 million came from endorsement deals. This shows something extremely important. Caitlyn is earning more through brand partnerships alone than most female athletes in the world earn altogether. Her name, influence, and market power are strong enough to place her among the top 10 highest-paid women in sports even without counting her WNBA paycheck. That is how valuable her image and popularity have become. Now let's compare these facts with the storyline that some fans and media voices have been repeating all year. We kept hearing that other players bring the same level of value to the WNBA. We were told the attention she receives is exaggerated or not deserved. We heard claims that many players contribute equally to the league's growth. But when real companies with massive marketing budgets, have to choose where to invest, their decisions tell a very different story. They are choosing Caitlyn, and they are doing it by a huge margin. A $16 million total compared to athletes making under $10 million is not a close race. It's not even a debate. It's complete and undeniable dominance.
List is up from $6.7 million last year, so it was almost a $4 million raise among all these athletes to break the minimum. So let's just go down here. Here's Caitlin Clark right there, and you see that $16 million. So she came in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th among all female athletes. 16 million. She's the only one on here from a team-oriented sport.
When you really look closely at Caitlin Clark's $16 million earnings, the most shocking part is where that money actually comes from. Almost every dollar she made this year came from endorsement deals, not from her WNBA paycheck. Her official salary from the league was only $119,000, which is almost nothing compared to her total income. That tiny amount came from her actual job as a basketball player. The remaining $8 million came from companies that chose her to represent their brands. This alone shows how powerful her influence is. Caitlyn earns more from brand partnerships than nearly every other female athlete earns altogether. Even without counting her WNBA salary, the amount she makes purely from endorsements would still place her among the highest-paid women in all of sports worldwide. That is how strong her presence is in the market. Now let's talk about the long list of companies backing her. Nike gave her a massive signature sneaker deal, with her first shoe set to drop in 2026. That deal alone puts her in rare company. Only 2 active WNBA players, Aya Wilson and Sabrina Ionescu, have signature shoes. Caitlyn is now the 3rd, joining an incredibly small and exclusive group. But that isn't all. She also works with Gatorade, State Farm, Wilson, Panini America, and many other major companies. And these aren't small, local sponsorships. These are huge brands that spend millions on athlete marketing every year. For them to choose Caitlyn over every other WNBA player says one thing very clearly. She helps them sell products. She brings attention, she drives conversation, and she pulls in new fans unlike anyone else in the league right now. Fans who hoped Angel Reese would be on this list are understandably upset, but the numbers tell the truth. All year long, we heard claims that Angel was equally popular, equally influential, and bringing the same amount of attention to the league. But Sportico's list does not care about social media arguments or hype. It only reflects the real money athletes earned. And based on pure income, Angel isn't even close. She isn't second. She isn't in the top 50. She isn't even approaching Caitlyn's level. The second highest paid WNBA player is Sabrina Ionescu, who sits just below the top 15 with around $10 million. Angel is somewhere under that amount. Caitlyn, meanwhile, is climbing fast. Last year, she earned $11 million. This year, she jumped to $16 million. That's a $5 million increase in a single year. Companies aren't just signing her and staying flat. They are raising their investment because she keeps delivering big results. The Nike deal is especially important. Nike does not hand out signature shoes to just anyone. To qualify, you must be a major star with proven selling power. Caitlyn joining that tiny group is Nike's way of saying she is one of the most marketable athletes they have, not just in the WNBA but in their entire global roster. Her commercials and product campaigns also show how valuable she is. State Farm ads featuring Caitlyn have been everywhere. Gatorade has placed her front and center in their marketing. Wilson can't keep her signature basketballs in stock because they sell out every time new inventory arrives. The demand for anything tied to her name is real and measurable. Consumers are going out of their way to buy items connected to her, which is the best proof of star power any athlete can have. This is why it's so funny watching certain narratives fall apart. Some fans and media voices argued that the attention Caitlyn gets is unfair or exaggerated. They said other players deserve just as much spotlight. But companies with multimillion-dollar marketing budgets don't make emotional decisions, they make business decisions. And their money says Caitlyn brings the biggest return. And then there's the global comparison. She is the only team sport athlete on the entire list. Think about how massive that is. Women's soccer is huge around the world, with stars like Alex Morgan and Megan Rapinoe known internationally. None of them made the list this year. Caitlyn, in only her second season, is out-earning all of them. That is a monumental shift in women's sports. Even comparing her to Simone Biles is revealing. Biles is one of the most recognizable athletes of her generation and earned $11 million. Caitlyn made $5 million more than her, and she plays in a league that many people barely paid attention to before she arrived. Her rise has been one of the fastest we've seen in modern sports. The same goes for Aya Wilson, the league's MVP, and Sabrina Ionescu, who plays in the huge New York market. Neither of them is on this list. Their absence shows that marketing power isn't just about being a great player, it's about being a phenomenon. And Caitlyn is that phenomenon. For Angel Reese supporters, this must be frustrating. The gap of more than $6 million between Angel and Caitlyn shows exactly how companies view their value. It is not a rivalry when one athlete is making numbers this high and the other isn't even close. The WNBA is getting a bargain with Caitlyn. They pay her just $119,000 while benefiting massively from the attention her name brings. She is worth far more than the league is currently able to pay, and her growing endorsement income proves it. Her story is only getting bigger. If she continues at this pace, she could easily hit $30 million per year within the next 5 years and become one of the highest-paid female athletes ever. Right now, she stands alone at the top of the WNBA. She's the only player in the global top 15, and her $16 million earnings show exactly who the business world believes is driving the league forward. And one thing is certain, money doesn't lie.